1999, 1998 Grand Am. Water in the oil. This
The most common
Brian's
problem.
going to tell us what's going on here.
The most common problem with 3.1s and 3.4s is your intake manifold gaskets break. They make them out of plastic, and it's when they break, it no longer holds the rubber seal in. So whenever you get water in your oil, don't think it's your head gaskets right away. 80% of the time, it's just your intake gaskets. But you do have to pull your push rods out, loosen up your rocker arms, and pull your push rods to get the old gaskets out and put the new ones in. Now, on these,
Where's the oil mix in the water?
here are your water ports right here on the end of each head where it flows through the lower intake from head to head. That's where they blow at right here on these edges of the gasket.
And this is where it is.
Yeah, this one went this way. It blew on this side just like that. And that's how it dumped all the water into the oil. Now when you get your valve, when you get your push rods off, you got to just sit your new gaskets in line, and there's little dowel pins in them that hold them in place.
Only goes one way.
It only goes one way, and you just got to find which way's the right way and pop them in.
This is the upgraded
This
stuff.
is the upgraded one. They quit making them out of plastic, so if they tell you there's one for a few dollars more, buy the more expensive one so you get it in metal and don't have to do this again next year.
Ours came with advanced auto parts.
Okay, now something else I want to tell you on this when you're doing this, your exhaust valve, your exhaust push rods are longer than your intake push rods, so lay them to the side and keep track of what order they go into, or at least have enough knowledge to know which one of your valves is your exhaust valve. Those are the longer ones. And you need to change your oil and oil filter when you're done to get all the water out.
Okay, this is the upper intake here, or the lower intake?
That's the lower intake. This is where the water ports are, where they busted.
We end up a lot of these in the junkyard because the people think the motors are bad.
And they're not.
So you had to pull the alternator off?
You got to pull the power steering pump, the alternator, the motor mount, the overflow reservoir. You pull all this off the front edge here. Get you a jack underneath the engine and pull your motor mount, which is here, in your bracket. And then that's the fuel injection rail. You can just take the two bolts that hold the fuel lines on, pop it loose, and just let it dangle instead of trying to take it off, disconnect it all.
And you be contacted at 904-282-5170. Your name is?
Brian Burgraff.
Can you spell that?
Can I spell it? Brian with an I, Burgraff, B-U-R-G-G-R-A-F.
Coming to you live from Middleburg, Florida. This is Clint.
What a burnt plug wire.
This is Brian's helper over here, soon to be famous on YouTube. So we got the Grand Am all straightened out. We think we'll be ready for a test drive in a little while. Saved from the crusher, maybe.